All right, let's jump right into it. So, first of all, blessings and greetings to everybody that's joining. All I want to do is first get into it and talk about some of these words that we actually see. So my segments is going to be, I'm going to give y'all a little knowledge at the beginning of maybe some stuff that you do or do not know, or maybe it could be a refresher, and then I'm going to give y'all some other stuff. So first of all, the word life, if you could look at it, you could tell that you could flip it around and it turns into file. So that right there, if they pull your file at a location or something, then they got your whole life, um, right there in the file cabinet. All right, so that's another thing. Teaching our kids about certain things like Santa. When you jumble up the letters there, it's evident that you got the word Satan, which we all knew Satan was the devil. That's what we were told. Okay? Um, so when you teach your children about Santa Claus, just remember that teaching them Santa Claus, they have to look closely at the wordplay because this is what the segment is called, wordplay. All right? It's how they play with the words in plain sight. Next, we got the word live. With this, live equals evil straight up when you turn it backwards. And then if you jumble it up, you got the word vile. Like live, evil, and vile, they're all like live is okay. Like that's a positive word. But evil and vile, these two words are like negative. Like, so to live, you're going to be within this evil and it's going to be a vile life. You know what I mean? Moving on down, if you add a D to the word lived, you have lived. Okay? And if you turn that completely around, you have the word devil. So look at that. That's how you introduce the devil to the people. Okay? Just put a D on the word live and have lived and then just turn it backwards. Y'all could do it for yourself. I mean, I wrote it here. I got a couple of illustrations that I'm putting on screen. And that way you can see it for yourself. Okay? All right, let's go down. I mean, this is going to be a little shocking to some people, but bear with me. I understand this is the great awakening. I'm part of the movement. I feel it. My calling is here, so that's the reason why I'm now exposing certain little things. So in the meantime, we're going to learn this, and we're going to learn it good. All right. So the next word is God. We all deal with that. Um, turning this word around, you're going to get DOG, which we know that's a dog that barks. What they really normally do here is add an O to it, and you could make the word from God to good. That's why they always be in church and they say God is good all the time, all the time. God is good, you know. So it's just simple wordplay, but it also we say dog too. So look, if you're really gonna put that word, and I think that's the reason why other religions have actually denounced the word God because of the fact that you could turn it right around and it's just a dog. So, it's literal, I know, but it's right there in front of you. Okay, moving down, we got the word church. Yeah, I know a lot of people go to church, CHURCH. If you minus the H's in the word church, you come out with the word curse. And let me explain that. The H is just a breath of fresh air. Yeah, do it with me. That's all it is. It doesn't really have a sound. So when they put it there, it ends up making the letter that they put it behind or in front of giving you a different sound. Okay, so this is where you get this. And the H comes after the C. So, in the alphabetical system, you can see there, you got the C. Okay, so we take out the H there. Most of the vowels were already there. Like we were using the vowels in our dialect as just, humans just coming up because A, E, I, O, U is like, without those, you can't even really conjoin any words. Okay? So in order to be able to hide words, they had to add letters. you know, coming along with time to be able to mask what they really want you or what they really are showing. So you take out those H's and you got CURC, okay? And that also spells curse, CURSE. The S and the C has the same sound, the K. All right, so the C has a K sound and a S sound. So it's important that you know this. All right, moving it on down, it could also mean, curses, or you could jumble the letters up and you get cruces, CRUCES, and that's just the prefix of the word crucifix. All right. Dealing with the alphabets, which we should know that this is really not our system as black people or Egyptian people or whatever. It's this is a alpha beta system, which is a code system in which to be able to code the pictures of what they saw when they did these um, findings in these places. So they couldn't read the language. They didn't know what these pictures meant. So they came up with different letters and different codes. And we'll get to the word letters in a minute. I'm not going to take a lot of time on this part of the segment, but um, because I have more of this. Okay. So remember, the alpha beta system is just a code system so that they could identify the pictures that they saw. They didn't know what that meant when they saw a pharaoh on the wall, or the sun, or a woman holding the baby, and the buffaloes running through. They didn't know how to put all that together. So they came with these letters. Okay. All right. Um, so that comes with what I'm about to tell you now about words. If you check the letters in a word, you got the word, and then you add an S to that, you got words, and put the S at the beginning, you got the word sword. All right, so words make up letters, okay? All right, and letters equal words, okay? Words and letters equal a book, okay? Now, my theory off of observatory reality and seeing, um, how they brought forth the alphabet and books and all of this, these history books and literature with all these words and letters is, when the Greeks and the Romans were on the takeover, they came to the lands where they were finding and seeing natural resources that were abundant, that the people of that, country or continent or area, they didn't, they weren't making any fuss about it. They just lived amongst themselves and they were, happy and in harmony. And that wasn't a thing to them. So they came and befriended them. And after we are such a compassionate set of people, we welcomed them into our countries and our areas. And they left and they came back with ships. This time they came back with an army. We thought it was their families. And this is when they came with their swords, introducing their books of their religions. They were settlers. So letters equal settlers. And there you have it. Now, what I want to get into for the rest of the remaining part of this video um, is to just, first of all, is to let you know y'all need to open your eyes up to everything now. When you see certain words that are spelled, look deeply into it. Look and see if you could jumble it up, take it, and spell different words, because these people operate in plain sight, in sight that they hope that we will never see. The plain sight is the sight that everybody is just, unaware of. So if they operate behind plain sight, then it's not a fun game to them. They like to play as, puppet masters and keep us on a string. So recognize these little minute details that keep us blind. Wake up and open up your eyes to words. Words, again, are swords. Swords are, again, from the settlers. Settlers brought their words. Notice it's all letters and words in the Bible. in the Quran. In most of these holy books is all words and letters. There's no pictures. They have taken the visual to stifle our history. Okay, so you take away the visual, we don't remember nothing. This was always a way to brainwash. Okay, taking away the visual, because our way to prove stuff was to show it. Let me show you. Let me write it on the wall. You know, that was our way to communicate with each other. And like, oh, okay, yeah, we see this and we understand this. We ain't know nothing about no letters, no alphabets. Listen to it, alpha, beta. Come on, it's a system. It's a code system that they use in the military. It's created for that. Through the Morse code and all of that they use to tap into people's telegrams and all of that. That's what it was created for, so they could dissect certain things. We did pictures, writings on the walls. That was our thing. They took all of that away and gave us these books with just letters and told us that there was this God that we need to believe that is coming back. And that's what they got. All right. So I'm not going to really go into the religious aspect of all of, how we got to these letters, but just open your eyes. As I said, just don't look at the word the same way anymore. Now turn it around and look at it backwards. Take a letter from the back and put it at the front. Take two letters and move them around and see if it comes up with another letter that you're familiar with or another word. If it comes close to a word, take the prefixes and go look them up. You might find the origins of these words that come from something far more sinister than what they actually really are. That's wordplay.